Right on, writers. Welcome to Books by Adrian. Kind of a little something different today, a little hangout sesh. A little hangout, a little hang a little out. Let's get some music going. Hopefully that's not too loud and horrible for you guys. Check it out over here. Okay, that's not bad. All right. Now let me test it out over here. Yeah, that's good. All right. So, welcome, RC, first through the door. Appreciate that. What up, brah? As I said, a little something different today. I am your host, Adrian Santiago. You're right, it is not Sunday, nor is it Tuesday. I don't do stuff on Sundays anymore. Let's start there. Things are different now. I have a new day job, new-ish. I've been there for about a month and a half now. And I work Sundays now during the normal time that I would be doing live stream Sunday and other fun things. So that's not a thing anymore. Sundays are not a thing on Books by Adrian anymore. Tuesdays is the new day. Tuesdays is when you can find stuff. I am Adrian Santiago. I wrote MYTHIC, Shadow of the Spark. It looks like this. Boom. And I also wrote the prologue, reader magnet, short story lead-in, whatever you want to call it, The Death and Rebirth of Bella Erdman. Pretty cool stuff. This has actually gotten a facelift, and we're going to be talking about that in a little bit here. Excuse me. So yes, it is not Tuesday either. Very astute observation, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us. No, today is Wednesday, and I was actually going to do this yesterday around 5:30 after the events of Tuber Book Club. Usually they wrap up within an hour, hour and a half. But yesterday they were just gabbing about my book, and they went on and on and on, and they were there for a good 2.5 hours, actually. So I scrapped it and am doing it this morning instead. My family is out of the house. I kicked them all out, told them to go do something. I never drove a space shuttle. I don't know how you can drive a space shuttle. I thought you flew a space shuttle, but you know what? Whatevs. Anyway, yes, I'm at a new gig, and it's a much nicer hotel. It's mostly better clientele, and it's a much more relaxed kind of work day for me, which is nice. But it also is far stricter with where I am and what I'm doing while I'm there. So unlike the previous job where I had lots of writing time and lots of, time alone away from the desk on the computer where I could do things, I don't really have that at this new job. So that limits how much work I get done on my author stuff. And so I had to kind of retool how I do everything. However, I am back. I am doing things on the channel once again. And I'm very, very excited to update everybody on what all those things are. Now, let me see here. Boom, 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 boom. I want to share my screen with you guys. Excuse me. Here we go. Boom. Boom. All right. So check this out, y'all. First and foremost, buy my novel. There's a link in the description below. Go enjoy. So, I have some stuff coming down the pipeline. Next weekend, June 24th, I am taking part in the AuthorTube Writing Conference, which was created by the lovely and powerful duo of superheroines, SD Houston and Margaret Pinard. And I am a guest speaker. I am doing a full hour on the whole mindset switch between being an amateur at a craft and turning professional. And I showcased the difference with my with my self-made cover for Bella and the professionally made cover for Mythic Shadow of the Spark. It's nice. Go check. Be there. It's going to be fun. Then the Tuesday after that, which is June 27th, I will be interviewed by the awesome panel of hosts from Tuber Book Club, and I've already begun planning so many things that I want to talk about with them based on their questions that they had during the shows. Not their critiques. Their critiques I take wholeheartedly, and I'm actually putting them to very good use. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, I am going to be going through all 3 episodes of their thoughts on my novel, chapter by chapter, and I'm going to be taking notes on things that need to be changed and need to be improved. And I am going to have a new edit of Mythic Shadow of the Spark available in August. More on the importance of August soon. We'll get to that in a minute. What else I wanted to talk to you guys about? Okay. Since we mentioned that Sundays are no longer a thing, that also means Live Stream Sunday is no longer a thing. Live Stream Sunday is dead. Long live the Writer's Den. We are kicking off the Writer's Den on Tuesday, July 4th. Yep, Independence Day, the big day. We are going to be talking to Winsome. Yes, that is her name. Winsome is the author of Mind Blown, and she is also, as I have written here, the CEO and founder of Experience to Win. We are going to be talking to her all about all the interesting things that she does, and that should be a really, really great introduction to the Writer's Den. For those of you who do not know about Livestream Sunday, aren't familiar of what it was, it had slowly been evolving into this sort of like reminiscent of late night TV talk shows kind of thing. And I hope to make that even more so this time around. This will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every other Tuesday, alternating with Tuber Book Club. One Tuesday you'll have Tuber Book Club, the next Tuesday you'll have the Writer's Den, and back and forth we'll go. And it's going to be so much fun. I'm excited. The second, actually, let's go ahead and go to the playlist. The second guest lined up. Oh, actually, I'm missing one in here. So let's just stick to, let's stick to this way. Our second guest is, of course, SD Houston, constant collaborator of the channel, fabulous woman, and a wonderful author. She has a new book that is going through a Kickstarter right now. It's called Curse of Scales and Feathers, and we are going to talk to her all about this on July 18th. Again, that's a Tuesday at 4 p.m., and that should be very, very, very interesting because I can't wait to find out all about this Kickstarter stuff. Then the next one will be Miss Lauren Colden. She is the author of One Black Shoe, which is a thriller novel. And I'm very excited to talk to her because I want to learn all about how to properly write a thriller novel so that I can do a better job. Then, finally, the illustrious Amy Rosenfeld will be here, the Queen of Chaos herself. She is going to join us to talk all about her series Aster's Coda and how it has nothing to do with the show Dexter or his children Aster and Cody. That should be a fantastic and fun talk, and I can't wait to experience that with her. She has been wanting to be interviewed on my channel for a long time. I have wanted to interview her on my channel for a very long time, and she actually was part of an episode of Typewriters Podcast, which has yet to air. Look forward to that in the future. Eventually, I will get around to putting those episodes up. Last thing I want to tell you guys about as far as things on the channel is the Dryad's Crown book launch. Yo, I am excited. David Hopkins, the amazing David Hopkins, is launching his book, The Dryad's Crown. Look at this artwork, y'all. Let me tell you, this is not a painting. This is not AI art. This is an actual thing that an artist created with paper. And it's the cover of his book, and I'm super excited. This is good stuff. We're doing the book launch Barrett Laurie style. We're gonna be having some fun games. We're going to, give away some copies. We're going to talk to both his editor and his cover designer. I believe it was his editor and his audiobook narrator. He's bringing his editor and his audiobook narrator to the show, unless for some reason they can't make it. So, excuse me. So I'm very excited to do this for my good friend of the show, David Hopkins. That is going to be fun. Now, I also want to show you guys that in addition to the Writer's Den, every single one of these guests is going to participate in a little thing called the Green Room. As you can see here, the Green Room is going to be just our private conversation after the show, us hanging out, talking, no live audience participation or anything like that. However, you can spectate from the Books by Adrian page on Facebook if you would like to. You can sit in and be a fly on the wall as I talk and hang out with the guest of the week every week. Then that episode will be edited and made into a very nice YouTube video and uploaded later. So look forward to that. The Green Room, which I announced a very long time ago, is finally coming to fruition. And I'm very excited. Now, why is August important? Why am I putting out a new version of Shadow of the Spark? And why have I updated the look of the Death and Rebirth of Bella Erdman? I have done these things because I have been invited to take part in the Orlando Reads Books convention. So it's basically like a Comic-Con, but for authors and readers of novels. All right. It is going to be taking place August 24th through 26th in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to have a half table sharing with another author who I don't know who it is yet, to be determined. I will be selling print copies of my book, Mythic, Shadow of the Spark. I will be giving out copies of The Death and Rebirth of Bella Erdman, giving out some of these old copies. The new copies will sell for $1. And of course, you can always just sign up to the newsletter and get the ebook for free. That's still a thing. The new Bella Erdman will look like this. Let me get it up here. Pause. All right. I'm going to put this up and share my screen. How do I do that? Boom. All right. Here we go. Entire screen. Boom. Boom. All right. There we go. All right. This is the new cover for The Death and Rebirth of Bella Erdman. I made it myself using AI art. If you don't like that, get over it. Halo. I love the little galaxy halo around her head because she dies. Spoiler alert. So, good stuff. And this is the wraparound cover for the print. We will be selling copies of this bad boy for $1 at the convention as well. So please, 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 if you are in the Orlando area, get your tickets for Orlando Reads Books convention. I would be very, very happy to see you guys there. It would be so much fun. And please do not forget that I have signed copies of my paperback of Mythic, Shadow of the Spark available through my Ko-fi, also link down below. Whew. All right. I just threw a lot of stuff out at you guys. There's nobody in the live chat right now, so nobody's actually watching right now. But hopefully on the rewatch, you guys will pick up all this stuff. Um, excuse me, forgive me. I haven't had breakfast yet. All I had was coffee. So in case you don't know who I is, boom. All right. Now, here's the thing about the Orlando Reads Books convention. It's going to cost me. It's going to cost me money to participate in this thing. It is going to cost me $215 to have the half table. That's also going to give me access to lunches and dinners for authors only. And that affords me a chance to network with other authors, get some new guests for the Writer's Den and all this cool stuff that we do here on Books by Adrian. It is going to be a huge opportunity, big exposure. I'm going to spend most of those 2 days at the table trying my best to sell books and get newsletter signups and all that kind of good stuff. So please, 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 if you can, if you have an extra dollar, an extra $5, whatever it is, if you can at all contribute to the funds that it will take me to pull this off, please go over to my Ko-fi link in the description down below and donate whatever you can, if you can. If you don't want to donate, you can also purchase, as I said, signed copies of my paperback. You can also commission me to make you animations for your channel, book trailers. I can do all kinds of stuff. Please go over to my Ko-fi and contribute in whatever way you can. If you just want to donate, donate. If you want to buy something so that you have something tangible to get out of it. Either way, anything that you donate and or pay for on my Ko-fi is going directly to funding this particular excursion of mine to the Orlando Reads Books convention. Because not only do I need to pay for my seat at the table, but I also need to order a shitload of copies of my book to hopefully sell as many as possible while I'm there. So please, please, please give from the bottom of your hearts. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. Now, on the plus side, I don't have to pay for hotel because my parents live in Orlando, so I'll just chill out at their house, and they're gonna be happy to see my children and have us staying over, and that's gonna be great. So definitely, please, if you can, give. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Since there's nobody in the chat, I'll just continue gabbing for a little while here. I wanted to talk a little bit about Tuber Book Club and how awesome it is that those 4 panelists read my book cover to cover and analyzed it through the minds of writers. That's pretty cool. It's something that I've always felt has made our book club special, is that we are not looking at it through the lens of just readers, but both readers and writers. Their notes are usually centered around making your book better, and that's a beautiful thing. I say theirs because this was them reviewing my book, but our, because I'm typically a part of it. It is my book club. It's pretty cool that that I got so many notes and advice from them. There were things that I wanted to get from critique partners, beta readers, and sensitivity readers that I was unable to get before publication. Sensitivity readers in particular. I had a good handful of sensitivity readers lined up. I sent my manuscript to them. Exactly 1 out of all of them opened the thing, and exactly none out of all of them actually returned to me with anything. I didn't get any feedback from sensitivity readers before publishing Mythic Shadow of the Spark, and I very, very much wish that I had, because there's at least one scene in one chapter that I feel had fallen very, very short of what I intended. And I ended up, making the three female panelists on Tuber Book Club very uncomfortable with that chapter and scene, and that is obviously not my intention. I mean, it is when I am doing it on purpose. Like in the chapter where Serena is being murdered. That particular chapter did make people very uneasy and uncomfortable in a good way, in the way that I intended. It was intense and it was thrilling, and I wanted it to be, and that was great. But there was a chapter with Migdalia, our hero detective, where she was, captured by the man, so to speak, captured by her enemies. And the result was a very uncomfortable scene for our female readers, and I did not want that. So I am going to adjust that. But when we talk about it on the show, I have some thoughts about it as well. All of that to say that I feel like the copies that I'm going to start selling as of August will be a little more palatable for a wider audience. I will say that I was over the moon excited to hear that they very, very much enjoyed the Serena chapter that I just mentioned, as well as the epilogue. Both of those chapters were a very big deal for me while writing. Both of those chapters were ones where I told myself, I have to nail this scene, I have to nail this sequence, because it is very, very important. The Serena chapter, I had been building up to her demise through the entire book, and it needed to really pay off, and I feel like it did. And I was very happy to hear that they enjoyed it. And the epilogue, I was going for the juggala, so to speak. I was going for your heartstrings. I needed to make a very emotional scene happen using characters that are essentially robots at this point. And that's very, very difficult to do, especially in such a short chapter as that epilogue. But it sounds like I kind of it sounds like I nailed it, according to Bethany, Shannon, and Emma. So anyway, all that to say, I found my experience with Two Bird Book Club to be incredibly beneficial, to be incredibly positive experience. Even the middle part that where they had most of the problems, and I was like, excuse me. It was well worth my time, well worth my emotions. It was well worth it. It was great. For any of you out there who are curious, in my experience on the panel, reviewing the book, and ultimately, I didn't know that this song had lyrics, so I'm gonna switch this because he's talking over me. Having been on the side of the panel, both reviewing the book and interviewing the author whose book we just reviewed, I always found the author to be very, very nervous about the whole thing. But afterwards, they always came to us and were like, "Thank you, that was awesome. That was so much fun. I was so nervous, and it turned out to be unwarranted. It was great." I found the same. I found this to be exactly the same. I was very, very nervous going in. All three episodes, I was very, very nervous. But in the end, I was always happy that it happened. I was always very, very pleased with their notes and their critique and their thoughts on the thing. And if your book happens to be chosen in the next Tuber Book Club, don't fret. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. On that note, Tuber Book Club has announced their nominees for the next book. We have four nominees And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we have 4 nominees, and I'm going to be releasing the poll for this on Friday's newsletter. So that is 2 days from now, the day after tomorrow, Friday. I will be releasing the newsletter that has the poll in it, and please, please, please go vote for your choice for our next book on Tuber Book Club. Hey, good morning. So you're from Florida. You may have missed this. I was talking about it earlier. Orlando Reads Books. It's a convention in August 24th through 26th. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a half table. I'm going to sell books. If you are in Florida, I don't know how close you are to Orlando, but please, if you can, make your way over there and enjoy the incredible experience of being surrounded by authors and readers and books everywhere. Yes, I'm going to be a featured author at the Orlando Reads Books Convention, August 24th through 26th. I'm going to have copies of my book, Mythic, Shadow of the Spark, for sale. I'm going to have book copies of my lead-in reader magnet, The Death and Rebirth of Bella Erdman, for sale. And it's going to be such good fun. I'm going to network with a bunch of authors. We're going to get some new guests. 2 hours north. Hey, that's where I am. I'm 2 hours north. Are you in Gainesville? Because I'm in Gainesville. How small is this world? Anyway, I hope you can make it. I hope you can go. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be an incredible experience. And there's going to be all kinds of like panels and cool stuff to take part in. And it would be awesome to meet you in person. It would be awesome to hand you a copy of my book, sign it. Jacksonville. That was close. Gainesville, Jacksonville, very close. Very close. I was actually looking at places in Jacksonville because it's more affordable than Gainesville, but my job is in Gainesville, so we ended up not moving. But maybe in the near future, we will be in Jacksonville as well. Cool. I hope you can make it. I really hope you can. It would be awesome to meet you in person. Anyway, the reason that I was talking about that earlier, again, since you missed it, is that it costs me money to be a part of this awesome event. And so if you can, you don't have to, absolutely, but anyone who can donate a couple bucks, go over to my Ko-fi. The link is in the description down below. You can either just make a donation of whatever amount you like, or you can actually buy something from me. You can buy signed copies of my novel. They will be personalized just for you. Or you can purchase animations for your YouTube channel or anything like that. I am at your service. Go ahead and buy something if you would like something tangible for your money's worth, or donate if you would like to donate. Anything, any money that I make between now and August 24th is going to be put to that, because not only will it cost me money to be at the table, but it will cost me money to order prints of my book that I can sell at said table. So I appreciate any and all help that I can get. Ko-fi, the link is in the description down below. So this was always meant to be a quick little shindig. If I had anybody in the chat, I would be open to questions. I have one person in the chat at least. I am open to any questions you may have, whether it's about the book, the event coming up in August, or the lineup of guests and other things that I have going on my channel starting in July. Writer's Den launches July 4th. Green Room launches the same day, and Typewriters Podcast should return very, very soon. If there's anything else that that you guys would like to know, please sound off in the chat. There is something new that I'm trying. I kind of stole this from the Three Nuts, and that is the little bingo game that I have going on at the top of the chat. It's just full of stuff that typically happens on my channel, and it's just fun. I'm just trying it out. Go check it out. That's actually a very loaded question, much more than you know. There's a bunch of inspirations behind my Mythic series. Inspirations for the series as a whole come from all the things that I love in books and TV and movies. I basically have made a jambalaya of all my favorite things and put them all together into a book. The first book itself kind of came into fruition after a mushroom trip that I had. If you have read The Death and Rebirth of Bella Erdman, you have been made privy to the mushroom trip that changed my life. I had a mushroom trip once that I would, in the moment, have classified as a bad trip. And now, with hindsight being 2020, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. It changed me as a person. It made me a better person, a better husband, a better father, a better son, a better brother. It made me a better man. And I just went ahead and gender bent it to Bella and gave her my mushroom trip. So if you would like to know what happened to me, it's all in here. And once I had that mushroom trip, I found I needed to write about it. But I hate writing about myself, so I made it into a story. And it was always meant to be a short story. And by the end of it, I realized, this is kind of the start of something bigger. This is a novel. So I started writing the novel. And about a quarter of the way through the novel, I realized, you know what, this is a series. So Mythic was born. Great question. Thank you. That was my inspiration for the Mythic series, A Crazy Mushroom Trip. And that's why there's so many like psychedelic sequences in the book, so much use of, cannabis and other stuff like that. Oh, I already did that one. I thought I saw. Oh, there it is. It was very descriptive. The story was great. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. Yeah, that was my mushroom trip, all the way to waking up and realizing that I was a gray alien and I had a father and a brother, and I don't have a brother in real life, but in that mushroom trip, I woke up and I had a father and a brother, and they were both big gray aliens with big eyeballs and the classic grays that we're all used to seeing. And it was my understanding that my life as a human was a psychedelic trip that we take as this gray alien race as a rite of passage to become a man in that culture. It's very interesting. And then I woke up for real and everything was normal again. You're the second sci-fi author that hasn't overloaded the world building. Sci-fi is usually hard for me to get into. I wrote a sci-fi series, and I don't read a lot. I don't read a lot of sci-fi for this very thing. The world building in sci-fi novels can often seem very daunting, and a lot of sci-fi authors I find get bogged down in all of the science stuff, and they forget that it's science fiction. I don't need to know how all the science stuff works. I don't need to know how your water system gets filtered. Like, I don't need to know any of that stuff. The setting is what's important to me. The sci-fi setting is important to me. So I'm glad to hear you say that, because that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm going for a more palatable sci-fi experience, a more welcoming and easy to get into sci-fi experience. So I always think of sci-fi and fantasy as kind of two sides of the same coin, and a lot of fantasy writers can often get bogged down with the same kind of thing, where they're describing the leaves on the tree for 3 pages or something. I don't need all that. So so my book being a kind of mishmash of genres, I have the sci-fi setting, I have the fantasy elements, the magic and all that kind of stuff are in there. But it is a soft magic system for the most part. We're going to dive a little bit more into the workings of it in the second book, because we'll be on the actual mythical, magical, fantastical planet with all the mythical, fantastical creatures. And so we'll definitely get some more details about how it all works in that one. But in this first book, I wanted to keep things as simple and approachable as possible. So I'm glad that you found that to be the case. Yay. That means I did something right. All right, y'all. If you have any more last minute questions, I'd be happy to take them. That would be great. Keep in mind that I am going to be interviewed on Tuber Book Club about my book. I will be answering all kinds of questions just like that one, and that's going to be on. I've already forgotten the date. June 27th, Tuesday, June 27th. So not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. Uh, Friendly reminder, AuthorTube Writing Conference is next Saturday. Yours truly is a guest speaker. The Writer's Den launches July 4th with our awesome first guest, Winsome. Yes, that's her name. Author of Mind Blown. And it goes on from there. I'm very, very excited for this new era on Books by Adrian. Hopefully my Wi-Fi holds up. And I look very, very forward to spending some more time with you guys. My channel, other than Tuber Book Club, has been kind of dead for the last couple months, and that's mostly due to my new job taking up a lot of my time and the Wi-Fi in my apartment being so shit-tastic. So I'm doing what I can with what I've got, and I'm getting back into the swing of things. I can't wait for this new show to launch and to interact with you guys again, and hopefully entertain you guys and get comfortable in front of the camera again, because this was awkward. All right, y'all. Signed paperback copies available through my Ko-fi. Link is in the description down below. Pick up your copy of Mythic, Shadow of the Spark. The ebook has been permanently repriced at $4.99. The ebook is now $4.99. As you can see, this is a chonker. It is well worth your $4.99. Okay, I was selling it for $9.99 before that, and I understand that's a very high price for ebooks, so I have lowered it to $4.99. But I wholeheartedly feel that this is worth $4.99. The book itself is $19.99. $20 for the paperback. I can't get that any lower. It's a whole thing. I'm sorry, I tried, but I'm making $1 off of each one of these sales. I can't make it any lower. Sorry. $20. It's not bad. It's 150,000 words. It's 39 chapters. It's 457 pages, I think, something like that. Yeah, 457 pages. Well worth $19.99. It is an epic. It was quite an undertaking. It's ambitious, and it's going to be awesome. I think it will look good on your bookshelf. I think it looks really, really good on bookshelves, especially with a spine like this. I mean, check that out. Are you kidding me? Picture that on your bookshelf. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, y'all. Thank you again so much. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to call it a wrap. I just wanted to kind of hang out a little bit today, talk about the future of the channel, talk about the future of this writing conference that's going on next week, talk about the convention. So much coming down the pipeline. I'm very, very excited. I'm also getting involved in the Writers Guild here in Gainesville. I'm not sure what that's going to entail, but I will have more details on that in the future. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching this on the rewatch, like, comment, subscribe, and go to booksbyadrian.com where you can sign up for my newsletter. If you do that, you will receive a free ebook of this bad boy. Free. If it's free, it's for me. That's my motto. Go check it out. And keep in mind that the Death and Rebirth of Bella Erdman has a new cover, which is not featured here, but I showed earlier on the video, so just rewind. All right, y'all. Bye-bye. I hope you can. If you do, find me. I'll be at my table probably the entire time, trying my best to sell copies. So please come by. It would be lovely to meet you. All right, y'all. Right on, writers. We out.